Mzazi asikusukuma uolewe na mtu.
Do it when you
get married to a person
right.
because you feel this is the right person I need to stay with, or this I love this person and I want to spend the rest of my life with this person.
What if you are pregnant?
Even if you are pregnant, there is always I believe in a God of second chances. Everyone makes a mistake, and God says that no matter how many times you have, no matter how many miles you have gone away, my hands are still open for you to come back. The fact that you have made a mistake, you believing that there is nothing that happens in your life without the knowledge of God. We make choices, we make wrong choices, but it does not make you a bad person. And again, it does not push you to a level whereby you need to kujisukuma kwa maisha yako. Now, maybe you will get pregnant because of this person. Maybe they were just using you. And again, maybe hakupendi. And again, utajipata umeolewa na mtu mtafika kwa nyumba, atakuwa anakuambia in fact wewe siku kupenda nikakuoa. Ulinisukuma because ya ama ulijipea mimba
just wanted to trap me.
Again, just wanted to trap me with the child.
Welcome back, guys. We are still talking about whether marriages has come, and we almost have the answer. We almost have the conclusion. We were asking, what are some of the red flags, some of the red zones that you ought to see and identify this is bad for me, so that you can turn away from a relationship. So let me begin with Anne. Ndio nikuje kwa man of God hapa. So Anne, do you have an idea of some of the red flags that someone is supposed to see so that they can turn away from a particular relationship?
I have two.
Two. One.
Laziness and borrowing.
Laziness and borrowing. Like when you talk about laziness, in what dimension?
Times I've had, yes, we have had tough times, but we also have something called trying and lacking. Unatafuta lakini unakosa, lakini pia kuna ile pia tu unakaa tu you just there, comfortable in your zone. Every time it's hey, they don't have this, kindly provide. They don't have this, kindly provide.
On either side or?
On either side.
On either side. Okay, do we have men who do that?
It sounds bad when it's coming from a man.
So you want to be digressed towards men being lazy,
Yes. Okay. When you have a man, I don't know, Pastor might differ with me there, but it was said, God said, man will provide for your family stuff, and the woman will help. So when tables turn and there's no effort from the man, and the woman tends to be the provider, and then the man is just comfortable in the house, and that becomes a time.
Okay, so it's laziness in such terms. What about borrowing?
Laziness. So there's no finances, there's no resources. In end up, the woman ends up providing for everything, or the man ends up providing for everything. Yeah. Or relying on your family to.
Vile nikikosa kuleta doza kununua njogoo, wewe unaenda kuambia mama kusupport
si njogoo ama financial independence. Financial independence. And also something else is
financial independence. I got to get that.
Something else is secrets. Secrets. Yani someone cannot be very open to you. Someone cannot tell you whatever is going on. Someone tends to be protective of the phone or anything.
Okay. So, Pastor, in your own experience, you're a married man. What are some of the red zones that we should identify for us to turn away from a relationship, not to end up in a marriage that will turn out to be toxic?
I think for a lady, if you're looking for a man, you need to consider a man who is responsible. If he's not responsible,
in what aspect?
As a boyfriend, or as a fiance or whatever you call them nowadays, you will also not be responsible as a husband.
We call them daddy.
Yeah, whether they call them daddy or such names.
So in that case, anafaa kuwe responsible.
Number one, what I mean by responsibility is this. We need to know someone who can take care of themselves, even if they are not so much financially to that. But at least you need to know someone who is financially independent. At least you know this person can work hard. Even if they are not rich, at least someone who knows that.
1, 2, 3.
I get. So I think that is very, very important. Number two, you also need someone who is someone who respects you.
Okay.
Someone who is not rough with you verbally, because if someone is rough with you verbally, they will get to a moment in time where they'll also be rough with you physically.
Yeah.
You need someone who is ready to listen. As much as we need to be heard, we also need to hear other people. So someone who only needs to be heard and does not need to hear other people, I think there's a problem there. That is someone who always wants their way and does not need to see things from the perspective of the other person. If you see those three things, then I think you are ready to go. But if you see someone who has failed in those three things, then I think run away as fast as possible.
Just run away.
And if you are a Christian, someone who does not know God, run away as fast as possible. Because number one, two things will happen. If you're someone who knows God and you bring someone who does not know God into your life, two things will happen. It is either you'll make them know God or they will make you not turn away to the other side.
Turn to their side.
95% of the time, we normally leave God because you want to please the other person. Mapenzi imekushika sana mpaka unaona heri huyu mtu mwenye namuona kushinda Mungu ambaye simuoni.
You know, in this saying, inakuanga hivi, like I've fallen in love with this lady, yeah? She's simse wa church. Hata wacha nisiseme ni wa different denomination because denominations do not matter. Si wa church. Nimemkufia, nimempenda tu kabisa. And you know what we usually encourage ourselves with wakati tunaomba pale ni of course ni lazima while we are in this relationship ita work out, atakuja church. So and unataka kumaanisha sasa sitamvuruta tukifanya 1-2 kwa nyumba kidogo after a year or two
kwanza kabla mjeoana.
Ataki kuokoka.
Kama ataki kuokoka
in the first place. So nafaa tu niachane na yeye.
Wanawake ni wengi sana yanajua Mungu. Sasa hiyo urembo yake yenye kuna warembo wanajua Yesu bwana. Sasa whatever you are seeing from the physical, let me tell you one thing. What is inside is very, very important than what is outside. Let me tell you one thing. Physicality can change. But tabia ya mtu haiwezi badilika. Let me tell you one thing. I have seen women who looked very funny before they got married. Saizi akatembea na bwana yake utamwangalia useme my goodness, huyu akai kama yule
mwenye alikuwa amepiti.
Kuna pastor alisema unaweza pata mwanaume ambaye anakaa funny. I think it was Apostle Juma. Utamchukua uolewe, anajua Mungu, mkae naye kwa nyumba, umpikie kidogo mwaka moja miaka 2 amepata kitambi.
Amepata kitambi alafu sasa ameanza kuangalilika,
ameanza kuangalilika, unaona?
Pia ameanza kutamanika. The next thing you realize, people slide in the inbox. Even if they slide in the inbox, there is no even him slide.
Let me tell you one thing. Kuna bishop mmoja ananifurahishanga sana. Alisema kama uko na kitu ambaye angalii na watu wengine, wewe ujue uliuma nje.
Someone huyo nani wa.
You cannot, let me tell you one thing. You cannot stop that, by the way.
Sampling.
You cannot watch your sampling. Let me tell you one thing. You cannot stop people from looking at your man or your husband. But you can actually stop them from looking outside by what you are in the inside. Fact is that when you get married or you marry, it's not a guarantee that other men will stop looking at you. It's not a guarantee that other women will stop looking at you. It is how faithful you are to your wife. It is how faithful you are to your husband. hakuna siku ile utaoa ama uolewe na utoke kwa market. It is impossible unless wewe tu unafanana peke yako.
So si unajua kuna wale watu uchapa, there is sorry for using that word.
Na wewe ukioa bibi achape au fanyi kazi kama bwana.
Kuna wale watu wanakujanga.
Bwana ama bibi anafaa ukioa ama ukiolewa unafaa kukaa tofauti na vile ambavyo uko umeolewa. Kama wewe ni mwanaume umeoa na uko unajua kuvaa, lazima uko unajua kuvaa.
Si kuna wale watu naturally they just are there. Boom.
No.
Hawajawahi change. Like umepata mzee hapa.
If it is a man, the problem is the wife. It is the wife, the problem is the man. Upeleki bibi yako saloon.
Okay, so wakati mimi nimechapa it's the wife, right?
Yes, the problem is the wife.
Wakati wife amechapa it's all about me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sasa mtu tu ajiangalie tu.
No, wewe.
Kuna ile kujiangalia mwenyewe, lakini kuna ile as a spouse. Mimi bibi yangu hizo nimetoka kwa nyumba. Blazer haijamacho na nini, alafu aniangalie tu nikitoka. My friend,
uone tu umeenda.
No, your wife is your mirror, your husband is your mirror.
So, no.
There are men, kuna wanaume wajui kuvaa kabisa. Until siku ataoa, at least bibi yake atamfunza kuvaa. There are women who don't know how to dress until siku hizo ataoa. Ukiona yes unaenda
na pasa kama huyo msee akubali kunini, kama huyo msee akubali kurekebishika, then ukiona hivyo already you are supposed to, unafaa kuacha mapema ukiona kama unamwambia hey leo kwa date haki kuna vile hii haijanini, hii haijamatch na alafu anaudhika, you know watu people tend to feel their self esteem lowered wakati unamwambia hicho you see hii blazer yako haijafit.
There's a way you tell them.
Kwa hivyo kuna ile communication.
You see my wife before I married her, when you are dating alikuwa anavaa hizo trousers zimekulwa na panya. Naona hizo.
Sitataja hata trousers.
Hizo trousers zimekulwa na panya hizo. But
kuna imekuliwa na panya.
But when we started dating, there's a way I told her, you know, me I'm a pastor. There's a way other people are looking at me. I'm a public figure. So kuna mahali ukienda na mimi, hata kama unavaa we vaa ukienda kuona mtoto kama tumeenda pale Paradise Lost, that one is okay, but every occasion has its own kind of dressing, especially with who your partner is. You cannot be married to a pastor na zile nguo ambazo wanavaa. Hadi washirika wa kanisa wanasema kama bibi ya pastor wetu anavaa hivi, mbona si tusivae hivi? Kama siku hizi wa Kristo wanavaa hivi, mbona si tusivae hivi? There is no problem with looking stylish. There is no problem with looking good. But you can look very nice while covering your nakedness, while not looking like you're from the other side of the world.
Wow.
Okay.
So Anne had mentioned some of the red flags that she thinks should be identified for them to turn away from a relationship. Kuna kitu mention ya secrets, Yeah. So before we get into marriage, are we supposed kukua if you're open sana na with this masimu, anafaa achukue tu simu yangu a chat messenger na uko WhatsApp, angalie everything, kusikue na zile secrets, ukipigiwa kitu inakaa funny nafaa nijue.
Do you know, before you get married, you see bibi yako na si bwana yako.
So things get dark and thick when you get married.
Not necessarily. What I mean is this. Once you have decided to commit yourself to a relationship, I don't need to be looking at your phone. I don't need to. If you trust me and you are trustworthy in the relationship, I do not need to ask for you to tell me. You just need to tell me by yourself.
Utakuja uniambie hiyo call by then ni ya huyo jamaa na nitaka.
The way amesema, it is very good. Those are some of the red flags. If you are hiding it before you're getting married, you need me to ask you so that ndio uniambie. Then there is a problem there.
Na sasa probably
if I trust you and you trust me, before you even ask me, I will tell you.
Unajua probably inaweza kuwa, si unajua nowadays kuna hii trend ya ninataka kucompare. So let me say, wacha nitumie Andy wakakapane, ana consider Pastor Kevin na Josiah. So between those two men anajaribu huyu ako sawa but anataka kuona msawest sasa.
It is very wrong to give someone false hopes. That's why I normally tell ladies, ukijua tu vizuri huyu mwanaume you want nothing to do with them. It is always alright to kuambia mtu acha tukue friends
how do you deal with indecisiveness?
It is
there's this thing of being undecided kabisa. Even there are those men, wacha nisiweke even ladies into the spotlight peke yao. There are those men wenye wanajua this lady looks like a wife material, ni kama kitu yenye ninataka. Kuna huyu kabisa mwenye mwingine niko hivi.
That means you're not ready to get married.
Na kabisa hiyo ndio time unataka kuwa married.
If you want to get married, you know exactly what you want and what you're looking for. So why even comparing? If you want Fanta, you want Fanta. If you want Coke, you want Coke. Why are you still making unataka wacha niweke Fanta kidogo, wacha niweke Coke kidogo.
Nione huyu
no. If you want Fanta, you want Fanta. If you want Coke, you want Coke. You know what you want. You must be mature enough to know what exactly you want.
Wow.
You see, if you're not mature to know what exactly you want, that is when
leave it alone.
Just leave it alone until you are ready and you know exactly what you want. Because if you want to get a wife, that's why the Bible inasemanga, he who findeth a wife. That is why people do not look for girlfriends, they look for wives. That is why when a woman wants to get married, she readies herself to be a wife. That is why there's a difference between a lady and a woman, a wife and a girlfriend. There are things a wife can do that a girlfriend cannot do. There are things a lady can do that a woman cannot do. So if you're looking for those things that people are looking for nowadays, because the youth of nowadays wanaangalia the wrong things.
Exactly. Kuna the outward appearance, kuna the styles they know, kuna ule mse ni mwenye kama utapeleka Kempiski atajua vile atadili na Fox.
Ukifika kwa nyumba ndio utajua this is now real life. Those things are zitaacha kwa mlango. Now you begin living life on a real aspect. Ndio utajua some of these things zilikuwa ni just null and void. And again, that is why unapata the reason as to why for men nowadays mtu anataka akae chini, wacha nikuwe na gari kwanza, nikuwe na nyumba ndio nipate bibi. So that's why unapata when I go to introduce my wife, naenda nikisema I have a good car, I have a good house and a beautiful wife. So your wife is not part of you, but she's just part of the assets that you have acquired. And again, so there becomes a problem because when man discovered they can get assets, they now discover they can also buy a wife.
Yeah, because also, yes, and because also you guys, sorry, but sometimes you position yourselves in a way that you can be bought, Because you had mentioned about financial stability, financial interdependence.
And it's very important, by the way. She's very right.
Whatever I can't really provide. At that time, ukitoka campus, hizi ma 20s, uko 27, you just want to marry. Vile haunanga kakitu, we uko ma internships za kulipwa 15K, unalipa nyumba ya 25, na unajua, hiyo time, I feel I'm right.
Why do you want to get married at that time?
Ndio nisichomeke. I can marry and really I feel my time is right. Yeah. Then kuna this girl giving me a very hard time because simply sina ile pesa, ile class anafikia.
Yeah.
Should also that be grounds for us to just part ways too?
It is enough grounds for you to part ways because number one, you need to also have someone who is willing to help you and see you grow to your full and maximum potential. Na get. Kuna ule mwenye amesha make it in life, mwenye pia anataka mtu mwenye make it in life kama yeye. Kuna ule mwenye make it in life but akipata ule mwenye ako chini, she's willing to help him afike wapi? Huko mali yuko. Na get. So it actually depends with the person. Wewe unatafuta nini kwa life? Na get. The moment you know what you want in life and the kind of a partner you want in life and ile muda umeamua kuvumilia mtu until mtu make it, then I think it is very possible. And again, but mtu akikuja anakuambia I need to be this and this, kila mzee akona, life has times and seasons. Na get. Kuna msee haja make it at that point in time. That's why nasema kuna watu aina mbili. Kuna msee haja make it in that point in time but ako willing na ako ready and is working towards making it. Kuna msee haja make it na huyu hata why make it because he's not ready to make it.
Not ready, yeah?
Laziness and all of that stuff. Again, kuna msee haja make it na he's not even ana vision, ana mission. Hata ukamuuliza una plan nini kwa kichwa yako. Unajua kuna msee mwenye ana plan in the next 5 years nataka if na he's working towards that. Maybe time yake na season yake haijafika. But kuna msee ukamuuliza hata ajui penye anaenda. Yeye anasemaga tu niko natafutaga tu. Una get? Hajui. So that is the wrong person. But kuna
these people.
Now wherever you can find someone who is rich, but then you ask you, okay, what's your plan?
Yeah.
Hana plan. Anakuambia tu YOLO, you only live once.
Yeah.
Chop my money, baby.
and wait to die. So you must be very careful while looking at those things. Anaweza kuwa kuna do lakini ana life.
Okay,
atakuwa
so
anakuacha kwa
really
nyumba, anaenda kwenye anaenda. Anakuwa na do lakini ni mse akona life na anajua kwenye anaenda. So direction is very
still
important.
Working towards it.
Yeah, direction is very important and vision is also very important.
Wow. My viewers, you have heard that. Kindly text us your opinion on that number down there, 027. We will be sure to reply you. I want to ask this question before I go to ask some other panelists something else. So there's this question I wanted to ask about this marriage thing, still being discussed by youth, whether there is a correct form of marriage that we should adopt. As people, as youths, kuna come we stay, kuna wedding, kuna civil, kuna traditional, kuna ile ukipeleka mbuzi mbili and you are done. Yes, that's Russia. Tutalipa mahali baadaye, won't we? Sasa si unajua we are being given the blessings by those traditional people, by kina mama. Those parents, so that we go live. Kuna hizo but traditional, you see, kuna a lot of forms. So do we have a correct one? Let me call it right one that we can adopt.
Najua people call it come we stay.
Yeah,
but
come we stay.
I don't think it is come we stay. It is come we try.
What?
Because
we try.
Yeah, come we try. If it works, well and good. If it does not work, everyone we can part our ways. You know. But let me tell you one thing. Before uchukue mtoto wa mtu, ukae naye kwa nyumba. I think it is very very important. First and most of all, before everything else. Even before everyone else knows, I think it is very very important to get the blessings of the parents. That parent wa huyu mtu unachukua. Ni muhimu sana kabla uweke mtoto wenyewe kwa nyumba, kabla uweke msichana kwa nyumba, ni muhimu sana. So at least go and see the parents. Unaona nowadays watu wanaogopa sana that will I get the guts to go to that girl's parents? Na imagine for example sina kakitu, I can imagine vile ninaona watarange hapo waniitishe kitu 30k Let me tell you.
Na saa hiyo sina, unajua kwenda introduction pia haikuangi mchezo. Huyu akisema huyu ni this is my boy, this will be my boyfriend, we are moving in. Let me tell you one thing. Wazazi wanaangalia yasa huyu. Yeah, people fear that. But let me tell you one secret. Najua heshima ni kitu ya muhimu sana. Yeah. If you go, mimi ukinikujia kama mzazi, maybe I have a daughter. Ukanikujia tu na heshima uniambie mzee, mimi ndio niko hivi na hivi. Sina ka kitu sahihi lakini nakuja siku nyingine. Unless huyo mtu ni yule mwenye sijui ni mwite labda roho mbaya
sana ama hataki kabisa wewe mtoto wake. But I think kuja tu kuambia mtu hiyo tu kuonyesha tu heshima is very very important.
From the word go.
There are two things that are very important to make a marriage formal or right in the eyes of God. You have to have the blessings of the parents, and at least blessings, you have to have the blessings of the church. Wow. Church, not necessarily kanisa mzima, but who your spiritual father is. Okay. Naget, it is very important. Umeenda umeona wazazi wa msichana na umekuja umeombewa. People think that lazima nifanye harusi kubwa ya kuspend $500,000. And get into a lot of debt. Wewe enda uone wazazi, kuja kwa kanisa ambia pastor wako nataka uniunganishe na msichana. It will cost you nothing. It will just cost you the rings and the certificate. So lazima for it to be the correct form of marriage, it must have the blessings of the parents and it must have the blessings of the spiritual father or the church. Once you have those two things, it does not matter whether your wedding costed 200 shillings or 500 shillings, or you are officially correctly husband and wife. Married. Yeah. So this spiritual father will just authenticate your marriage as long as you got the requirements, which is usually the certificates and the rings. That's it. Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything else. And that will be it. If you have the money, you can do a wedding. If you don't have, those two things qualify you to be husband and wife in the eyes of God. Wow. So they qualify you to be good. Correct form of marriage. Yay, blessings of the parents. And the blessings of God.
Yeah. Just ask me, please.
Yeah.
What if you are staying with someone?
Yeah.
And as a lady, as a lady, you notice a baby will say to her comfortable too. Can you actually propose to your boyfriend?
Why are you proposing? Why are you proposing to your boyfriend?
Not like needing.
No.
Not.
No. It is the role of the man to actually do the asking.
Yeah.
The Bible says
the
Bible says it is the man to find and it is the woman to be found.
Okay. So akimproposia atakuwa amestoop low.
Okay, not that he will stoop low, but the man will actually feel like you're desperate and he will treat you like a doormat.
Desperate.
Yeah. You know, when you push yourself to a man, like treat come you must actually show the man you also have some worth.
More expensive.
I get that mimi pia niko na some dignity. So but you propose, somehow it will show that you're desperate. So mimi naambiaga madem, no matter hata ufikisha miaka ngapi, there is still hope to get married. Kuna wale wanaolewa hata na 40.
Unakuanga umeanza kufaint kwa njia tu pole pole.
It does not matter. Mimi naambianga madem, biological clock is straight to get married to the wrong person. Na get. Mimi naambianga wase, it is better you marry late than marry wrong. Na get. Because there is nothing as bad as being battered emotionally, as being battered. Wajua kuna ule mtu anaweza kuwa akupigi physically but emotionally
asha kumaliza like 100%.
So you need to get yourself to a place whereby umekuwa na the wrong person mwenye anakuvalue as a wife. Mtu mwenye anakuona not just as a part of my asset but as part of me. A life partner who helps me in a lot of things. Again, if you ask me, my wife is not a part of my asset. Yes, I paid her dowry, but she's not something that I bought. The dowry was just part of showing the family that I'm serious and I value your daughter. Na asanteni sana kwa kunichungia bibi.
You see, they say.
But when she comes into my house, now she's part of me. I include her in everything that I do. I include her in every decision that I make. I never make a decision alone that will have an impact on our family without her input.
You see, they say wakati umeenda hapo umeitisha have M kama dowry, huyo msee umeipeleka huyo you can't do anything. You just can't do anything.
No, it depends. You know, it depends with how people view dowry. Unajua dowry si kununua mtu. And I get, in fact, if you are to buy someone, if you look at this lady, you can never have enough to buy her.
Sure.
Unaona? Uwezi nunua, hata ulipe milioni ngapi, uwezi nunua.
You still not buy them.
I get, the biological thing that ilimleta hapa duniani, hauwezi nunua na pesa. Mama yako kumbeba miezi 9 tumboni, hadi akae miaka yote yapumue, akae mpaka akuwe mwanamke kuja muoe. You cannot pay. So dowry is actually an appreciation to the family that umenichungia. That nimechukua kitu kwenu ambaye mtakosa. Now let me at least show you that I appreciate you giving her to me. So it is not buying, it is an appreciation.
It's an appreciation. So we are not buying. You know, a lot of relationships and nowadays, a lot of marriages, a lot of wrong. Do I call them wrong because they will be on my head? So a lot of funny. Let me not call them funny too. A lot of marriages, let me call it in general, they are being fueled by, call it, a lot of things. Early pregnancies, like nimepata ball yako, what do? The only option we have is to marry. Nimeenda huko, my parents know niko in a relationship, so what do? Wameni push, hey, can't get married. Wachana, umekuja hii December bado uko single, seriously. So they end up they end up into these marriages that you will call them incorrect. That wanasema ni we come and stay. And you find them at such wakiwa wamekaa, they do not have someone above them to rely on neither advice or anything else kama si hawa wengine. So how are you advising them?
Being pushed by parents because asijui unazeeka ama nini, and then you end up getting married to the wrong person. I think one thing we should understand is that our wazazi watakaa na huyo mtu kwingine, si watalala na huyo mtu kitanda moja. When people are killing themselves like you because wamechokana, it's not because they wanted to stay with each other. Maybe some of them were pushed. You know, marriage is a lifetime thing. You must realize maybe utakaa the next 70, 80 years na huyo mtu. Wewe unaimagine utakaa na msee anakuudhi kila saa.
It's tricky sana.
Utalala kitanda moja na mtu upendi. It
the
is
most
very
realist
difficult.
part, yeah.
I get. So one thing people should understand is this. Marriage is a prison that you do not need to tie yourself. Wanasemanga, you need to tie yourself in with the right partner because you will be tied in and the keys will be thrown away. There is no getting out. Unaona? I think that is why a lot of people opt for come we stay because it's an easy way out. If there is nothing tying to us, tutaishi hapo pamoja. If it doesn't work, everyone goes their way. You get married to the next person and live on again. But if you actually decide that you're getting married and getting yourself into a serious marriage, you need to actually make sure that you are sure you're getting married to the person when utakuwa comfortable na yeye. Again, watu kosana, watu different. Because of course there kuna some differences, but there is that thing that brings you together. You must find out what is that actually makes you come together. What is it that ties you together? What is it that makes you comfortable in staying together as a couple? Because kuna watu mimi najua ni msanii anaweza toka job 5 lakini atakaa kiani kwa hadi saa 4 because amechoka na kwenda home.
Hataki kuongeleshwa na hataki ile kelele atapigiwa.
Hataki ile kelele atapigiwa.
Ni kidogo tu afike na kule na lale.
Inafaa once you have married or you are married. Hata ukaka a whole 8 hours umeenda job. Unatamaningi tu 5 ifike rudi kwa wife yako. Hata hivi nimetoka home hapo saa 6 saa hizi. I feel like I already miss my wife too much. Nasikia tu kurudi.
Oh yes.
But kuna wale they have gotten into the wrong marriage. Maka you constantly want to be away from your partner. Msee mpaka anakuwa workaholic, anafanya kazi as possible to stay away from the wife. So at least mzazi asikusukuma walewe na mtu. Get married to a person because you feel this is the right person I need to stay with, or I love this person and I want to spend the rest of my life with that person.
If you are pregnant?
Even if you are pregnant, there is always, I believe in a God of second chances with you. Everyone makes a mistake, and God says that no matter how many times you have, no matter how many miles you have gone away, my hands are still open for you to come back. The fact that you have made a mistake, you believing that there is nothing that happens in your life without the knowledge of God. We make choices, we make wrong choices, but it does not make you a bad person. And again, it does not push you to a level whereby you need to kujisukuma kwa maisha ya binadamu. Maybe you will get pregnant because of this person. Maybe they were just using you. And again, maybe hakupendi. And again, utajipata umeolewa na mtu mtafika kwa nyumba. Atakuwa anakuambia in fact wewe hata siku kupenda nikakuoa. Ulinisukuma because ya ama ulijipea mimba kimakusudi. You just wanted to trap me with the child. And again, you need to be in a relationship whereby mtu hakupati what do you call them? Ultimatums. That you are here because of this, you are here because of this, you are here because of this. Wewe nilikuoa kwa sababu ya mtoto. No. You're supposed to get married because msee anakupenda, anakuvalue, and they want to be part of your life. You don't need kujisukuma kwa msee because you have gotten pregnant from them. Kila mtu yeye mwenye kuja kwa hii earth, God anakuanga na purpose and life yao mtu yeye. With or without that person in his or her life. Huyo mtu yeye atakuwa na atakuwa kile Mungu ambacho anataka kuwa maishani mwake. Na huyo mtu yeye pia unaweza olewa na mtu mwingine ambaye sio baba ama sio mama huyo mtu yeye, and they will still get love.
Okay. My dear viewer, I think you've heard it. So in short, we will say marriage is not a scam.
Marriage is not a scam. It's a very wonderful thing. For those who are outside there, you want to get into it. If you get the right person, it is a very wonderful thing. But if you get the wrong person, it is a scam.
So it's only a scam
when you get the wrong person.
So guys, you should hear that. So that will be it from us with my wonderful panelists. I've been with Pastor Kelvin. He's been of great help to us today. And Anne, thank you for being in the show. I just want to ask, I'll just get some views from some panelists and we'll be done. Kindly give us your opinion on what you think and kindly subscribe to our channel. Keep watching, keep sharing, and keep learning too. If you want to be featured in this show too, you can call that number or WhatsApp. We will answer you directly, immediately.
Youth of Light, shining light to the youth.